Hi, I'm Taylor Atwood. I am a powerlifter and the current IPF 74 kilogram world champion.
Next to us on the other side. There's kind of wire at the pizza place. Yep. These are the moments you live for, man. People, the entire planet, all the people on this planet, they want to be you this day. Seize the day. It's not going to come to you. You have to get it.
Good morning. Morning. Good to see you. How are you, sir? Yes, sir. No, you're just getting started, Aaron.
Once you're done, try to finish as soon as you can before start eating.
Okay.
So these two, then start eating.
Okay.
Then probably munch on like chips in between as well. Other than that, pretty much settle. And yeah, all this
Yeah, it's like Reese's, some bread with peanut butter, jam. I have some Cliff Bars in there. I got Skittles.
you just take maybe 20 minutes before you eat. Try to get the fluids in first.
Okay.
15-20 minutes right after you weigh in. And then, eat after that.
We got 20 minutes, so.
Everything's on the high end on the recovery scale, meaning he's feeling great. So,
Is this part of your research?
Yeah.
Because you research in New Zealand, don't you?
yes, I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the research?
Just a second.
Yeah.
This this means you feel stress, so it's on the opposite if you don't, because you say feel good, so I assume nothing. So we're looking at weight cutting strategies that powerlifters use and how it affects readiness, performance, and what we can do to optimize that process. Since weight cutting is almost an essential part of the sport.
Yeah.
I mean,
And an extreme part of the sport as well, isn't it?
Taylor had a really good. Yeah, we didn't have to cut much at all. So leading in, his nutrition was pretty on point. So reflected by the scale, everything's nice and good, feeling strong.
Growing up, I was playing American football. So you always went to the gym and just to be strong for football because you're getting beat up pretty much every day.
Rugby in the UK, right?
Exactly. So my dad and he got me at a young age, and I was always on the shorter side. So I was never, ever the tallest. My family is not very tall. And he's like, I can't grow you vertically, but horizontally, yeah, I can probably get you a little bigger. So that's what we did. He's like, I can control this. So let's go work on this because it'll help you in football. So I was like, all right, let's do it. So when I got into it, I was probably around like 12 years old, 13. And I was playing tackle football. And as soon as I started lifting weights, it just came naturally. Like I was just very gifted with my squat, with my bench press, and we didn't do much anything outside of those compound lifts. We did a little bit of like cleans, but never any deadlifting or anything. But we did a lot of accessories. So my dad, he was like a semi bodybuilder when he grew up, so he kind of put me on that routine initially, right? And it helped me because I think now when you see young powerlifters getting into the sport, they haven't built that foundation and they just want to kill these compound movements for squat, bench, and deadlift and be very specific. But I think that you need to incorporate a great base for them because that's, I think, in my opinion, has helped me in setting that foundation. And then now we can start building the 3-lift total, right? And that's kind of what we did. So growing up, it was always just accessory movements. And then getting into the high school realm, I had some very good strength and conditioning coaches. and we started doing some periodization, and we started doing a lot more functional training and functional strength. So I didn't really train for strength, but I was always just gifted naturally. So then I've just, like, with my squat and bench, it was always just very good. I don't know what that was. I don't know why. It just was. So leading into high school, I was probably lifting around, let's say, 185 pounds, and I was repping it for maybe 6 reps.
So high school is what? 12, 13, 14?
Yeah, roughly 14.
And 160 pounds?
No, at the time I was soaking wet. I was probably around 130.
So you're 130 and you're benching
185.
185, so that's what,
So
90 kilos?
90 kilos, yeah, roughly.
85,
90, yeah,
kilos.
call it 85, 90 kilos.
And you were 50 odd kilos.
Yeah, yeah.
So he'll actually have an hour from here because they're doing 2 flights. Usually it's 1, so he gets a little bit extra time. So we like to start early and then be able to have more flexibility in how speedy we're going to do warm-ups from there. Because it's much worse to go the other way and have to rush your warm-ups. So he just kind of went through his general warm-ups, and then we'll probably start taking the bar and some weights in about 15 or 20 minutes.
The secret to any championship. Safety first.
No shit ass team going on. It's all you. You and the bar. You and your heart. You and your will.
Take it off, come on!
Ready. Come on. Got all the energy going right now. All about you. Let me have it. Let's go. Let's go.
Let's go. Come on.
The stuff, boys. That's what it's all about. and you deliver. Isn't that what you do? Isn't that what you've always done? Deliver, right? Put up or shut up, and don't say a word if you can't back it up. Fucking back that shit up. Wow. Crushed. Crushed.
Everyone's situation is different, and my dad's situation was different growing up. He had a very rough upbringing, and he told himself, I'm never going to do that with my child. And he kind of he catered to me a lot, and he actually, it's a blessing in disguise. We talk about this all the time. He has something called multiple sclerosis, which is a muscular disease. Nervous systems eats away at your nervous system, and pretty much is debilitating for the rest of your life. It is deadly. It's luckily his is the least progressive, so he's doing just fine. But he still has his days where he doesn't feel good. But in turn, he's on disability, so he's not able to work. So when he was no longer able to work, he's a very type A, very alpha person. He needed something to dedicate himself to. And now that he couldn't dedicate himself to work, he dedicated himself to me. And when he did that, there was a lot of, along the way, it was a blessing and a curse for me. Because yeah, I was literally living in what I would consider a boot camp. But I still was, it's not like I had this regiment down pat. I was still your average kid, still doing what a kid does, but I had this little voice in my head every time not to do this or not to go and do this, because it can affect whatever our overall goal is, which was to get to the NFL.
Ready? Come on. Give me some. It's going to be you.
Put them shoes on you. Stay focused. Stay focused.
Come on. Go.
Keep the bar moving back.
So I researched my first meet. It's about an hour and a half away from where I was living. I was like, all right, I'll drive there, not a big deal. So I show up to the meet, and I don't know what to expect, what to do. I didn't realize that there was a 2-hour weigh-in. So I get there I'm thinking, I'll get there about 45 minutes and we'll just start lifting. That's what I'm thinking, right? I get there and they're like, hey, you only got like 15 minutes to get weighed in and everything and check your equipment and get your rack heights. And I'm like, what?
So the guy that you'd seen in the gym, you'd said, mentioned your powerlifting, let's go do some powerlifting. And then you'd never actually decided to check out the commands or anything? Or did
no.
You just flirt? Not even, no.
No, I didn't read any rule books.
So what you're telling me is you're a 74 kilo. How tall are you? 5 foot?
I'm 5'6".
So you're a 74 kilo, 5'6" Ronnie Coleman.
That's
just rocked up to powerlifting.
Yeah. Yeah. Just showed up.
Do I need to wear trainers or lifting shoes?
So I didn't know, because at the time, raw powerlifting was maybe only a year old. It was all equipped. So it was all knee wraps, your multiply suits, bench shirts. Raw powerlifting just didn't exist. It just blew up in the last couple or few years. And this is only the 7th World Championship, World Classic Championship. So back in 2014, not a lot of people were doing it. And there weren't a lot of people even on YouTube that were doing powerlifting. So I was doing some research, but I couldn't find anything. And when I got there, they were like, yeah, you got 15 minutes to get weighed in. Go weigh in. I'm like, shit, I got to go. I don't even know how much I weigh at this point. I signed up for the 75 kilo class, USAPL meet. And I'm like, shit, am I even going to make weight? So I weigh in. Luckily, I did make weight. But then he's like, all right, what's your rack heights? What are your opening attempts? I'm like, shit, I don't know. I was like, I got to go get my rack heights. So I run out really quickly, and I ask one of the lifters there. I'm like, hey, I don't know what rack heights are. Can you help me out? And he's like, yeah, come on, man. Is this your first meet? And he starts talking to me like Minnesota Nice, right? He starts talking to me and like asking me different questions and whatnot, and come to find out he's in my weight class. So me being the American football connoisseur that I am and the competitive guy, I've always been taught to hate the opponent, right? That's just, it's instilled in me. It still is today. I'm doing my best to get rid of it, but I can't. It's still there. As much as I love everyone and love everyone in this sport, anyone that's competing against me, I still like, I don't know if I like you right now. We'll talk after the meet. But so when this guy did that, I was like, you're in my weight class and you're helping me? Like, I would be sabotaging you right now if it was me. I wouldn't be helping you. What? So the guy nonetheless, he helped me out, got my rack heights, and I'm like, wow, like I just got a good vibe initially.
Do you know this guy's name?
His name's Scott Sullivan.
There you go, that's fine.
And we're still friends today.
Good.
Still friends today. We compete at each USAPL national event, and we still keep in touch. So, love that guy. Love him.
Yeah, I was a good coach. Good job.
Well, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? You coming to play, or did you come here to win and win right? And you know how to win right. There's no second kind of winning. Go pull that bar for me. I don't care what they put on it. It don't mean anything. Pull it. Lock it out. Sell it. Okay?
The powerlifting just found me. I don't know. I didn't find it. I wasn't searching for it. I wasn't.
But everything before that was basically brewing.
Yes.
And it just took a moment, really.
It was.
And not everyone gets that moment, but you did have that moment.
It was the perfect storm, and the reason why I tell this story is because when I say I didn't find powerlifting, powerlifting found me. When I went to this meet, I won. But
well, fast forward. Bench, what did you do? Do you remember?
I was probably around the 160, 165 deadlift. Oh my god, my deadlift attempts. I think I hit 250.
So 225.
But I think I went 215 and I smoked it. And I'm like, screw it, I'm going 250.
You-
I jumped 35 kilos.
So put this in perspective. Perspective. 75 kilos rocks up and pulls a 640 total.
Yeah,
So your Wilks was like 450,
probably.
460.
Yeah. 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 And the announcer, he's like, yeah, this is Taylor Atwood's first powerlifting meet, although we don't believe him.
And the gold medal and world champion from USA, Taylor Atwood, on the field world record in total, 790.5. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand up for the national anthem of the United States of America.
Thank you so much. Man, couldn't happen to a better guy. You do things the right way. Long time coming. Plenty more in the tank. Just freaking flawless. Thank you so much.
World champion.
Yeah.
Man, it's been 2 years in the making. Last year I won, but this year it's so much sweeter because I got revenge on the person that I wanted to get revenge on. I've been training my ass off for this moment, and it's just amazing to see everything come to fruition and all the hard work truly pay off. I mean, I'm speechless, honestly. It's such an amazing feeling. Just everything. I'm speechless.
That's awesome, man.
I got nothing.
Well done.
That's it.